Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, before we start, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. Yesterday, when Cardano was going down and everyone was freaking out, we were posting multiple updates, and just to know, nothing bad is happening right now. Cardano is going down because it needs to go down, and I believe it will bottom very soon. Now, how soon? Well, let's talk about that. So let's go back to the Cardano chart. If you look at the 4-hour RSI, we are extremely oversold. The RSI is at about 22, so we have to go up at some point, and I believe that when we do go up, this could be a B wave of an ABC structure of the second wave move down. So I think the first wave move up is in, which means that my wave count was correct. And yeah, things are looking very good, even if it doesn't look like that, even if Cardano went down like 40 cents. If you can remember what I said in my previous video, we actually needed a correction to cool off on the RSI. As you can see, the daily RSI, it's now no longer overbought. It went from 89 to about 47, so this is very good. And if we do get to the 0.382 extension right here, then don't be shocked. But keep in mind, we already went down about, let's see, 31%, and if you can remember what happened in the previous cycle, in the second wave of the main third wave right here, as you can see here, the price also went down about 41%. So we could still go down a bit, but don't expect this dump to be too crazy. I'm still expecting this to bounce at 72 cents if we don't stay above the 0.226 extension. Keep in mind, we don't really need a big ABC structure, so I mean, we could already be in a C wave right now. Well, actually, I don't know yet, because this doesn't look like an ABC structure to me, so maybe this is the end of the A wave. If it is, we hit a B wave, and you know, there was a chance that we don't get a B wave. There's a chance that the price goes up after this, and this will be below right here. However, if we get a B wave right now, we should not get above this high right here at about $1.32. If we get above that high, then the ABC structure will, well, it will not be invalidated, but it will be much more unlikely to happen. And I'm still expecting a third wave of a third wave, which I believe will happen in January and not this year. And it will most likely continue until, let's say, February or March of next year. And I'm expecting Cardano to be at all-time highs by then, maybe even higher than that. And if you did not watch my previous videos, I mean, yes, this looks like a bad correction, but does it really? I mean, if you look at the daily chart, is this really too bad? I don't think it is. We went up from 32 cents all the way to $1.32. So we went up $1 in a matter of, let's say, weeks, which is quite a lot. Cardano went up like 300% in that time, and of course it needs to cool off at some point. We were overbought right here. And if you can remember what happened the previous few times when we got to be overbought territory, for example here, we needed some type of correction. And we did get one. And then we got to the overbought territory again, and then we got another correction. So this should not surprise you. Now, what's next? What happens after we get a second wave move down? Well, we will get the third wave of a third wave, which will be the most impulsive move of the cycle, and this could overextend like crazy. If you look at what happened in the previous cycle, the third wave of the third wave got above the previous all-time high, and yeah, we could do the exact same thing again. I'm not saying that we will, but right now we're pretty much copying what we did right here in the previous cycle. Here we also went up in November and then down in December. And if we look at what happened after that, we went up even more in February and January, and we went up until March. And then in March we went sideways for, well, the whole month. And then all of a sudden we pumped in May, and that was the end of the May third wave. You know what they say, sell in May and go away. And after that, we got a fourth wave move to the downside, and then a fifth wave move ended the cycle. So the same thing could happen again in this cycle. And so far, everything that has happened in the previous cycle has also happened in this cycle. But to be honest with you, the move that we got right now looks way more bullish than the move that we got right here. So things are looking extremely good. As you can see, we are already at the 0.618 extension of the previous all-time high. Here in the previous cycle, we did not get to that extension in the first wave of the third wave. Now, maybe you could say that we got there. Maybe you could say that this right here is the first wave move up. I don't think it is, because this would not really work as a third wave, so I think this is the thought for the first wave. And yeah, this was the third wave, and I believe something bullish will happen very, very soon. I have already talked about Bitcoin dominance quite a lot in my previous videos. As you can see, we are now testing the bull market support band, which should not surprise you considering the fact that we did the exact same thing in the previous cycle. If you can remember what I said, in the 2016 cycle, 230 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance started going down. However, you have to keep in mind that in this cycle, we also had a cross on the bull market support band, and after we had the cross, we tested the bull market support band and we got rejected by it. And then after we had the cross and after we tested the bull market support band, that's when we got this dump on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and that's when we started the altcoin season. And in 2020, we did a similar thing. 230 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance started going down. And what happened over here actually looks very similar to what we are doing right now. Here we also had a cross on the bull market support band, and as you can see, we tested the bull market support band multiple times and we got rejected by it. And then 48 days after we had the cross, just like it in 2016 cycle, Bitcoin dominance started going down. Is this a coincidence? Maybe, but maybe not. Because right now, the same thing is happening. Bitcoin dominance got to the 0.618 extension of the previous all-time high, and it's now going down. And guess what? We also had a cross on the bull market support band, and we are now testing the bull market support band, and I believe that there is a chance that we get above it, and if we get above it, there is a chance that we get a new cycle high on the Bitcoin dominance chart in December, like we did right here in the previous cycle. But, you know, this should not really change anything, considering the fact that ADA Bitcoin is actually looking very, very good. So I have changed this wave count. Well, actually, I have added a new wave count to the ADA Bitcoin chart. And yeah, this chart is pretty much straight to the point. Let me go to the weekly chart for this. And you can see we keep putting in lower highs, which leads me to believe that we will do the exact same thing in this cycle. I don't believe we will break this all-time high right here, or this all-time high, which means that we could pop in this region right here, between 2,700 satoshis and let's say 5,000 satoshis or so. As you can see, we already have a 1-2 setup on the chart, and I'm now expecting a third wave. The third wave should get to approximately 2,700 satoshis. As you can see in the previous cycle, the third wave got above the 1.618 extension, so we could do the exact same thing again right now. And then we will meet a fourth wave, and then a fifth wave will finish the cycle for ADA Bitcoin. Not necessarily for ADA. ADA could continue going up after this, but it's very likely that it talks whenever this chart also talks, because in the previous cycle we talked here and we talked here on the ADA USB chart. And yeah, these cycles are looking very, very similar. Here we had a huge bounce. We started going up. This was a fake out. We went down to new lows. We went to the 400 Satoshi levels. We got below the 0.786 extension, and then we had a bounce in the first wave move. And here in this cycle, we did the exact same thing. We had a fake out. We went down. We went below the 0.786 support level. We got to 400 Satoshis, and we are now bouncing in a first wave move. Now keep in mind, the first wave could overextend. Maybe this is where we are at right now and not this. But you know, if the first wave is in, I'm still expecting the third wave, so this does not really matter that much. As you can see, even the RSI is similar. I mean, if you look at this, the RSI levels that we have right here are not even as big as what we got right here. So things could get more bullish, but like I said, it could take until January just because Bitcoin dominance is doing Bitcoin dominance things, and I would not be surprised if Cardano continued to go down or sideways for the entire month of December, but keep in mind, I was still expecting Bitcoin to go up in December. Now maybe this will not happen again. Maybe I am wrong, but I don't think I am. As you know, Bitcoin always goes up in Q4 of a halving year, and it goes up like 30% in December. It went up 35%, I believe, in 2020 and about 30% in 2016. So there is a chance that we do the exact same thing again. And we could see a drop to like 80K first and then a bounce after that. And this could all happen in a matter of 2 weeks or so. So as we know, Bitcoin still has 1 year of the cycle left, which means that the volatility could start right now. And Don't be shocked if we get 30% drops all of a sudden and then we bounce and we get to new all-time highs. That's what Bitcoin does. It always does that. We always get 30% corrections on the way, so whenever that happens, do not be shocked. And keep in mind, I'm still expecting Cardano to get to all-time highs very soon. I'm expecting it to get to about $5 in the third wave right here. However, the minimum target for the third wave is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup, and that is at $2.98. However, keep in mind, in the previous cycle, in the third wave, we got above the 100% extension and even above the 1.618 extension of the previous all-time high. So if we want to be as bullish as we were in the previous cycle, we kind of have to get above the 100% extension right here, which is the 2021 all-time high, and then above the 1.618 extension, and we'll see what happens after that. I'm expecting the third wave to end by, let's say, May of 2025. Like I said, sell in May and go away. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this update. Like I said, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. And if you want access to our updates, what we say on the Discord is very important. And, we help you not panic, because I know some of you are panicking right now, but this is nothing to worry about. This is actually very healthy. And we cooled off on the RSI, so this looks extremely good for me. And honestly, I am glad that we got a correction, because many people were asking me if they should buy. Well, what do you think the support zone is for? It's for buying. So I'm not going to give you any financial advice, because this is not financial advice after all. But if you want to buy, you should probably buy in the support zone. And we are now at the support zone, so, that's just an idea. Anyways, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.